Drake Maye, how are we doing today?
What's going on? You doing all right? Hanging in there?
Good. Glad to hear that. Let's go ahead and start with what was a tough loss yesterday. After the game, you talked about the cadence and the O-line and some of the penalties that were happening there. You answered another question about a miscommunication that maybe you had with Pop Douglas. Would you say right now that you're on the same page as the rest of the offense, the O-line, the wide receivers? Would you say you guys are on the same page today?
Yeah, I think, yesterday was just some little focused things. I think the big thing is the guys are getting in the right spots. I think we're moving the ball. I think when we hurt ourselves, it's tough. Like I said in my interview, we get behind the 8 ball and you're in 1st and 20 and 2nd and 15. It's tough to pick up first downs in this league, and especially when we're hurting ourselves. So I don't think it's really anything that we're off. We're not on the same page. I just think it's a little focus or maybe mistakes or little things that just starting to drive off that we need to harp on and focus on. I think it's only will end up being positive for us.
Obviously, those 1st and 20s or 3rd and 15s are physically challenging. You have to literally get more yards. Are they mentally challenging? Is there like a blow to your confidence early in games when you feel like you're kind of spinning your wheels and fighting this uphill battle?
I wouldn't say it's mentally challenging. I just think that it's more frustrating knowing that we're hurting ourselves and they're not really doing anything to stop us. We're just more putting ourselves in bad spots and ends up costing us points and moving the football and helping our defense out and keeps in the game.
Drake, what did you say to the team at halftime, and what did Coach say?
Coach just said pretty much the same thing I'm talking about. We're hurting ourselves on offense. On defense, I think they're two of us throwing the football well, and they're just they're hitting over the intermediate passes over the middle of what Coach was talking about. And on offense, we had a chance to get 3, and we hurt ourselves down there getting into the red zone. And then other than that, just like I said, just getting in first and being successful on first down is what kind of AVP preached and Mayo, and just said, hey, fight, keep fighting, and you never know what can happen. So we had ourselves almost back in the ball game. So that was kind of good to see from the guys of not quitting.
This is going to sound like a harsh question, but I'm kind of just basing it on the numbers and the facts. Do you have a turnover problem? Are you turning the ball over too often?
As myself, kind of looking back and looking at the plays, I think so. I definitely think so. That from the standpoint of turning the football over, you can't do that in this league. And right now, I would say it's a problem. I think most of my turnovers aren't really being careless, throwing the ball careless in the difficult spots. I think the tipped interception, I think that's a tough one. The fumble, obviously, you put the ball in harm's way of protecting the football, but I wouldn't say it's a problem.
Are you learning from them at the very least? Is there value in each of these tough lessons, hard lessons?
Yeah, I think I hope so. You try to learn from things when you lose, and obviously not doing what you want to be get done.
We're talking with Drake Maye, quarterback of the Patriots. Drake, there were reports after the game that guys in the locker room were kind of loose, guys cracking jokes and things like that. Did you observe that, and do you think that your teammates hate losing as much as you do?
I can only speak for myself. I know it's frustrating when you're losing. I think it's kind of overblown. I think those guys are frustrated too. So I think you need to find a way to hopefully get a win and play hard these last 5 games.
Offensively, what do you think the identity of this team should be, and why are you maybe not achieving that? What is holding that back?
It's the same things I'm talking about. Hurt ourselves, getting behind the sticks. I think when we don't hurt ourselves, we find a way to move the ball and put some points on the board. So that's the main gist of it.
As far as the offensive line is concerned, you were obviously running around a little bit more maybe than you wanted to. We've asked you, I feel like, a couple of times now about the offense and getting you some design runs or just ideas of, in the red zone, you getting around and using your feet a little bit more. Is that something that you've given any more thought to? Is that something that you and Alex have discussed any further?
No, sir. No, I'm just out there, trying to. The plays that are called, just trying to help the team and do the best and get us in and out of plays that help. And I think AVC is doing a nice job of putting us in good spots. I think, as a full team and players out there, we, penalties and little things that turnovers from myself are hurting the football team.
Jerod Mayo has said that he knew this wasn't going to be easy and that there's a multi-year rebuild or whatever is going on here. And I'm just wondering from your perspective, I know you don't make these decisions, but would you like to get as many reps as possible with guys like Jalen Polk and Javon Baker and Jaheim Bell and the young guys that you came in with to maybe build a rapport that could pay off down the line?
I think that's kind of what practice is for. I think in game reps, I think the best players play. I think that's what this league is about. So I think, talking about the young guys, I think they're, doing the right things in practice and earning the right to play, then the best players to play. So I think that's really not my decision, and I'm just happy with whoever out there wants to play hard and be in the right spot.
How was your week of practice last week? How would you characterize it?
I thought it was good. I thought we've had some good weeks of practice, and I think the guys have been practicing hard, and that's what you want to see. So I think that's what we just can keep doing. Keep going and don't lose sight of getting better and still finding some meaningful football of trying to get better, and you never know what can happen.
In terms of your leadership, we've talked a lot about that evolution and the kind of addressing the whole offense a couple weeks ago. How does that work with the defensive side of the ball? Do you apologize to those guys after turnovers? Do you interact with those guys much on the sideline or on the practice field? Are you interacting with the defense as well as the offense as a leader?
Yeah, I think you got to, as a quarterback. So just trying to, hold myself accountable for mistakes where I'm giving them in short fields, and then other from that standpoint, just pumping them up. I think that's the best thing you can do with defensive guys. They like to see a little fire from the quarterback. So getting excited when good plays happen for them and just be there for them.
All right, it's time for the quarterback question of the week, brought to you by Northeast Men's Health, the experts in treating men's sexual health, with 5 New England offices or at northeastmenshealth.com. The question this week comes to us from Eric from Newton, and he wants to know, Drake, who is the toughest guy on the team?
Toughest guy on the team? Let me think about that. Toughest
Can't say
guy
yourself.
On the team. I think Jelani Tafai has shown it. I think he's really down through some injuries and going out there each and every week and playing his butt off. So I'll probably say Jelani, and offensively, I would say probably up front, probably Big Mike. I think Big Mike, battling different spots and playing different spots and not complaining, just going out there and playing ball. So probably those two.
Last night, you obviously brought up the comment about hating to lose more than you're liking to win. Obviously, everybody loses in high school, college, or along the way. How does losing affect you? How do you deal with it? Are you a sore loser? Are you tough to be around? What's that like?
I think just learn from it. I think just learn from the mistakes, and I think nobody likes losing. So just find a way to kind of learn from it and kind of look myself in the mirror, and see what I need to do better and how can I help the football team.
All right, it's Drake Maye. Thank you so much for the time today. We appreciate it, and good luck this weekend against the Colts.
Thanks, guys.